Good morning and welcome to the Monte Vista Unitarian Universalist congregation on another beautiful Sunday morning as we meet the beginning of the Thanksgiving week where we gather together and welcome new people to our family for the holidays. Announcements for this week. Let's start with adopt a family. On the back table, there's a bowl with some tags. We're looking for a family that has 3 special needs children, and I believe there's 6 altogether, 5 altogether. So grab a tab or 2. It needs to be back here by December 4th to make it to Inland Valley Hope Partners in time. Along with that, we're trying something new, which is a reverse advent. When you pick a slip to give a gift, take a look at the list that's there. It's a food item that we can bring that we will give to the family together to boost their holidays. Other items, December 4th, after the service, immediately after, there will be a short presentation on the process we're going to use to change our structure, organizational structure. It's important because we have a whole bunch of committees and not a whole bunch of people to do them. And we're going to change that down, make it a little more usable. Also, next Saturday, if you overeat on your holiday, John will be back and there will be yoga on the on the patio or the sanctuary. Not that it's overly aerobic, but it's a start. Click, click, click. I think that's about it for today. Reverend Maggie.
Good morning, everyone. It is so good to see each of you on this wonderful, exciting day for us. Welcome to all of those joining on Zoom. I see we have 8 connections, so we welcome you. We open our service with the ringing of the bowl. We sound the bowl 3 times, once for those who came before, for all who have ever chosen to make MVUUC their spiritual home over the decades and signed our membership book back 70 years. Once for those of us here and now, in the sanctuary, on Zoom, and those who will become our members today. And once for those who will come. And all who will choose to walk their spiritual paths with us in the days ahead. I'd like to invite Daniel up. He's going to light our chalice for us today. Chalices, I should say. Or, I don't know the plural. Is it chali? The plural of chalices?
Chalices. Is there a switch?
Yeah, right there. You got it. Just touch it a little. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, here's the switch. Great, thank you. Our chalice lighting words is called A Community of Faith, and it's written by Judith Quarles. At this hour, in small towns and big cities, in single rooms and ornate sanctuaries, many of our sibling Unitarian Universalist congregations are also lighting a flaming chalice. As we light our chalice today, let us remember that we are part of a great community of faith. May this dancing flame inspire us to fill our lives with Unitarian Universalist ideals of love, justice, and truth. Another of our traditions is to sing Spirit of Life at the opening of our service. So I invite you to stand as you're comfortable, and we'll sing along with the choir.
Please, elevate.
First verse in English and second in Spanish. Recite together our covenant. We affirm that love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve the world in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other.
Celebrate, celebrate, come to the music. Celebrate, celebrate, come to the dance. Celebrate, celebrate, song hallelujah. Celebrate, celebrate, clap your hands. Sing, hallelujah, hallelujah, clap your hands. Celebrate, 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 sing. Clap your hands.
Music is the sound of creation, crashing sea and pouring down.
Music is the voice of worship. Music lifts celebrate, 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 sing. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Clap your hands, Gloria, Gloria, sing hallelujah, Gloria, Gloria, sing to the Lord, Gloria, Gloria, sing hallelujah, Gloria, Gloria, sing evermore, Gloria, Gloria, Deo, hallelujah, hallelujah, Gloria, Gloria, Deo. Come to the music hall. Hallelujah.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you. It is time for our wisdom tale. I'd like to invite our Director of Lifespan Religious Exploration up, Robert Tidwell, and he'll be reading a story from Dawn Star Sarah's Borchardt, and the title is When You Have More Than Enough. Robert?
Good morning, everybody. Once upon a time, there was a family. Maybe this family had not quite enough to eat, or maybe they had just about enough, or perhaps they had more than enough. You might not have been able to tell. They might not have been able to tell either. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you have enough or not. It's hard not to want more or different things than what you have. In any case, this family came together one autumn day for a celebration, a feast at a time of gratitude. They gathered, as we have done, around a table. There was food, and there was drinks, and there was flowers to remind them of beauty. And then there was a call from the gate outside their door. "Hello, we're hungry and thirsty, and we see that you have a feast. May we come in?" Well, the family didn't know at first how to answer. Who were these people at the gate? Was it safe to let these people in? Did they have enough to share? Was there enough room? But they remembered that most of them had come to this family, to this celebration, from someplace else. They remembered that even they, who were there at the table, had not always been kind to each other. There had been times when they hurt each other. There were still times when they made each other so sad or angry or afraid. There is no way to make life completely safe. They remembered times when others had shared with them, even when the others might not have had quite enough of their own. They remembered when each new member of the family had been born or come to stay or married in. They remembered that they had always found enough room, enough space to make room. And they remembered an old, old saying, when you have more than you need, it is better to build a longer table than to build a higher fence. We have enough, they said. We might have more than enough. We are many and strong, and we can hold a safe space here in our home for all who come. And so they went out to their gate, and they opened the gate and invited the people who were there to come in. Inside, they pulled out another table and made the space for some newcomers. They covered it with a cloth, and the newcomers set upon it a dish full of something fragrant and delicious, which was strange and wonderful to the family. Everybody shared, and there was more than enough. And so our story ends. And now, if Jarius can put the song up, you can sing me out as I go run our Zoom class, because we don't have any children in the sanctuary this morning, but we have some on Zoom, I think, so.
Today. While I was preparing, excuse me, preparing this week's offering message, I was noticing a strong sense of how much we value this community and the many ways that we understand that keeping it vital, what that requires of us. I felt gratitude that there is no limit to the support that we share at our core, and our tending to the good care of our congregation in a variety of ways is a responsibility that is shared. And in times such as these, we see that it is both our calling and our challenge. But because our care for one another is utmost in these unusual days, please don't hesitate to reach out if the current economy is causing you hardship, and it's a struggle to keep up with your pledge. Some of us can give a bit extra, while some need to simply receive for a time. And we take turns offering the sustenance that we seek together. So as we bring our offerings to the table, it is with heartfelt celebration of the many gifts of this, our community, that the offering will now be gratefully given and received. Part of our weekly worship is the sharing of the things in our lives that are bringing us great joy, and also we share the things that are weighing us down and giving us sorrow. One very important and very difficult sharing today is, as last week, we knew that our beloved Dolores was in the last days of her life, but what we didn't know is that it was just a few hours. Dolores Burris, our beloved Dolores, died last Sunday afternoon, right about 4 o'clock, I think, yeah. Mary Fry is a friend of Dolores's, I believe. Does she live at Pilgrim Place also? Yeah. She wrote a beautiful little obituary, a testimony about Dolores's life. And because some of us may not know who Dolores is, I'm going to just read a little bits of it that I'd like to share with you. Dolores Burris was born in Detroit, Michigan. At age 8, she moved to California, where she worked and helped her dad to set type, earning a nickel a week and learning to read upside down. After the traumatic death of both of her parents and her brother, Dolores went to live with a beloved aunt, where she found her interests and worldview enormously broadened by her aunt's love of classical music, ballet, and opera. At age 12, she was studying with Paramhansa Yogananda, and she became a vegetarian, except for bacon. The United Lodge of Theosophists held her attention until the age of 18. Watching the movie Blood and Sand, at a mere 14 years, she left for Mexico to pursue her dream of becoming a toreador. But she gave it up after a mere 2 weeks. Her dreams are still unfulfilled. Dolores studied at Immaculate Heart College in Mount St. Mary's, then hiring on as a secretary without typing skills at a UCLA extension. Her responsibilities grew exponentially, where she became involved in developing programs for both teachers and administrators, as well as school counselors. Her recruitment skills contributed to UCLA Extension's becoming the most diverse in the entire UC system. During the '84 Olympics, Dolores met Nancy Clark, her life partner of 30 years. Both shared in the upbringing of Nancy's daughter, Christina, and they came in to live at Pilgrim Place in December of 2021. Dolores was a caring and loving soul. Mary says, "I will miss seeing her beautiful smile and her optimistic presence." Yeah. We may need to put that on our calendar. I believe it is on the calendar now, that on December 17th, it's a Saturday, we will be celebrating Dolores's life here together as a congregation, December 17th. But it is on the calendar already. I had the the great honor of stopping to see Dolores last Sunday on my way to church. And we had a few moments together. I was offering her an anointing. And as I was putting anointing oil into my hands, I heard little footsteps coming through the door. And I turned, and it was Nancy. So I paused and invited Nancy to come into the ceremony, the ritual that I was doing for Dolores. And she offered her beloved Dolores the most beautiful anointing. So it was really a beautiful honor to be there that morning and to say farewell to her in that way. I'm not sure when we do these, if I could ask if folks would just sign at the bottom so I know who they're from. But this says, my cousin Juliet is going through a rough time and needs to be sent strength and clarity. So we'll hold Juliet in our hearts. This one is from Debbie Skirdo. She's so grateful that my sister Linda had a super successful surgery to replace her hip. And she celebrated her 80th birthday the next day. So blessings on Linda. Hope she's continuing to do well. And this is one that we stand up and cheer for. This is written by Bill, and it's about John. And it just says four words. John is cancer-free. So blessings. Both John and Bill will be a part of our new member ceremony in a little while as they move their membership here from another congregation nearby. I have a meditation that I'd like to share with you. It's kind of a prayer, but it's prayer as poetry. And it's written by Julia Fehrenbacher. Before I begin, I'd like to invite you to put your finger in the gray hymnal on hymn number 346. Come sing a song with me, because we'll ask Lily to break our moment of silence the way she does so beautifully. And if we could sing this song just a little slower at first, more prayerful, and then we can build it as we go. The poem is called Chimera. Julia writes, "It is a brave thing to step onto the field, into the arena, to each day turn toward blank page, empty canvas, to choose to meet this beautiful broken world all over again, to sit inside the mess, the mayhem, the I don't know. It is a brave thing to rise up when you've hit the ground hard, to sit still when fear wants you to pick it up, pin it down, to let dust settle instead of hurrying to wipe it clean. It is a brave thing to forget the filters, to forgive the unforgivable, to let hurt be the hand that heals, to breathe until you feel your bigness, to soften, to open, to listen. In Rwanda, Africa, the word chimera means be strong, have courage. And in the middle of the mess, the mayhem, the I don't know, it is a brave thing to slip off each and every story of smallness and to let hurt be the hand that heals, to take the next true step, even when. Will you say it? Yeah.
Well, I had a delightful surprise with singing this song because when I looked at my hymn book, it says piano book, Nick Livingston. And I opened to 346, come sing a song with me. And it's all marked up with his chords and his writing and his warnings. This is the last rose here. So I just wanted to share that with you because he was such a wonderful person. It's probably got much more marked up than that.
Yeah. Thank you, Maribel. That's beautiful. Yeah, the reason I have this hymnal up here and it's marked Rev Maggie's pulpit hymnal is because it was decorated by Nancy Rutherford, and she too put some notes in there. This was her personal hymnal, so I keep it up here with me. Today we celebrate and welcome 10 new members to our beloved community. And I extend an invitation to each and every one of you that are here today and those who are joining us by Zoom to enjoy this ceremony and remember and renew your own moment of membership and be warmed by the gifts that each of our new members bring to us. 2 of them had become members during COVID and shortly afterward, so I've invited them to participate in the ceremony as well. Merriam-Webster defines membership as a state of belonging to or being a part of a group or an organization. But for us, it represents something deeper. It's a promise that we all make to one another. These wonderful ones who today become new members at MVUUC are a part of our happy throng that makes up this beloved community, learning and growing together. We pledge to walk in covenant, and we live in intentional relationship and sacred community together. I'd like to invite Debbie Skirdo, she's the chair of our membership committee, to come up from her choir seat. Debbie, will you say a bit about what it means to have a covenant that guides our community?
Happy to. Yes, good morning. Good morning. As members of the Monte Vista Unitarian Universalist congregation, we are honored to share a covenantal relationship. I invite all members gathered here today to agree and affirm that the following promises to the best of our ability. First, and as you say these, then you can answer with, I'll say them and you can answer with, I will. I will offer others in our community the love and respect that I would also like to receive.
I will.
Beautiful. I will listen with attention and empathy, recognizing that it is as important to understand as it is to be understood.
I will.
I will speak honestly with care and compassion, honoring the value of differing opinions and the ways we help one another grow.
I will.
Great. I'm going to be introducing the new members that are present today. We have, I think, 3 that are not able to be here today. And I want to say just a little bit about each one. I'm not going to ask them all to come forward at this time because I think they can stand where they are for a minute. You don't have to stand the whole time. And then we'll see who they are for sure. And then because they're going to be coming up again in a minute. Okay, so first I'm happy to introduce, take the, okay, thank you so much. Shirley Ussery, and I've been saying her name wrong for 10 years, so I apologize. I was saying usury, and really it's ussery, which makes so much more sense because she's so much more inclusive than just saying you. She's us. Yeah. I like it. Shirley grew up on a family farm in, I'm not sure how to say it, Carruthers? Okay, Carruthers, California. She is no stranger to hard work. As an only child, she picked cotton and grapes on the farm. She also attended Methodist Church regularly with her grandma and worked as a YMCA counselor in high school. Shirley gave birth to 2 daughters, Heidi and Ginger, who is recently deceased. She has 8 grandchildren and 2 great-grandsons. Amazing. Shirley worked as a stenographer for Fresno County, as a secretary for Norris Industries, and then went back to college to earn a BA and a teaching credential. She retired after 28 years as a high school special education teacher. Bravo, I say to that.
Bravo.
She shares that her hobbies include reading, jigsaw puzzles, walking, mountain retreats, and work events at Camp de Benneville. Shirley met Steve Shirley at Camp de Benneville, and he introduced her to MVUUC. The first time she attended church here, she was greeted by our beloved Nick Livingston. Shirley must have been impressed because she has kept attending for many years. Now, after years of contemplation, she has decided that since the 7 principles and UU beliefs have enhanced her Methodist and philosophical beliefs, the right thing to do is become a member. I quote, "My Methodist grandma would not be shaking her finger at me because there can never be too much kindness in the world. And I and others in the congregation, especially Ellen Livingston, would be elated." Oh, sorry. Shirley hopes that as time allows, she can assist with weeding in our garden, so I hope Catherine Rowley's listening, and continue participating in book club and helping with hospitality, and maybe even add some clerical help. And we certainly do appreciate all her help with hospitality. Shirley, we're so happy that you decided to join our membership. Next, I'm happy to introduce Maddie Manning Scully, and we know her as Maddie. She's right up here in the front. Maddie credits God, Lily, Maggie Worsley, Reverend Maggie, Ellen Livingston, and Jeannie Coates for bringing and keeping her here at MVUC. Maddie is a very gifted musician. She has had a 60-year career as a professional musician so far, 52 years as a music educator, and 40 years as a minister of music. Maddie is currently a professor of music at San Bernardino Valley College, and there she works there with Maggie Worsley. We have already enjoyed her rich voice and talented piano accompaniment on several Sundays, and are so lucky and grateful to have her as an integral member of our choir. Maddie, we warmly welcome you.
Thank you.
Okay, next I'm going to introduce Jimmy Grissom, who is also up front here. Jimmy was born and grew up in Rialto, correct? Okay. He comes from a Catholic background, also has participated at the Pentecostal church, and is now also participating at the Baptist church. Says his hobbies are music and sports, and his career and experience so far have been with computers, especially data input. He was brought here to Unitarian Universalism by his friendship with Maddie Scully, and he's wanting to attend church with her and keep doing that. And he also is a student, has been a student with Maddie for many years at San Bernardino Valley College. He loves the Dodgers, the Lakers, the Rams, the 49ers, and he loves to ride a recumbent bike, the kind that you lay down kind of in, right? Isn't that? Feet are out in front. And his skills are in music and computers. He is part of the San Bernardino Valley College Choir and Band and the Riverside Community College Band. And he sings, of course, you see, and have heard that he sings with our choir. So very welcome to Jimmy, too. Next, I would like to introduce John Fisher. And John is right here. John grew up in the city of Riverside, and I quote, "He was influenced with a dash of Free Methodist and fully baptized in the Mormon Church. Not the best environment for asking questions." When asked about his family, John answered, and I quote, "My family was so nuclear, we were radioactive." His family has a long history in America, which fuels his interest in American history and earned him several public speaking awards. John says he was inspired by the Village People. He joined the Navy, becoming a psychiatric nurse for over 20 years. Quote, and I quote, "This gave me access to the most interesting stories." John is interested in public speaking, American history, and ocean cruises. He is a past president of the Toastmaster Club, past board member of the Riverside Municipal Museum, and he has participated in the Democratic Luncheon Club. He wants to serve MVUC with helping with outreach events, especially LGBTQ plus events. He says he found that his personal values and the 7 UU principles were a perfect match. John is also transferring membership from the Riverside UU Church. And his last quote is, "Man who lives in glass house, better dress in basement." That's a good one. So we're grateful to have you, John, and your sense of humor. So thank you. I'd like to now introduce William Hastwell. He also goes by Bill. And Bill was born and raised on a chicken farm in New York. His childhood home, which he shared with his parents and 5 siblings, was built in 1860 and was previously used as a country inn. Bill was raised Catholic and attended Catholic seminary in 2006. He also served as a practitioner in the San Bernardino Religious Science Church. He served in the U.S. Air Force from 1971 to 1975, and after retirement, now I think he's meaning that it's retirement from Patton State Hospital, working at Patton State Hospital. Okay, good. In 2013, Bill also played piano and led an adult and children's choir there. So that's pretty neat. And Bill enjoys working in his garden at home and has a perennial garden of flowering bushes and plants. So Bill and John are both transferring from the Riverside UU Church. Welcome, Bill. Hey, we also have Juliana Lytle with us today. She's on this side. And Juliana Lytle lives in San Dimas. She moved to California from Texas about a year ago? A little over a year ago. She is currently a member of the neighborhood UU Church in Pasadena, and sings in their choir and in our choir when the two don't have conflicting schedules. She wants to also be a member of MVUC, so she's going to have 2 UU memberships. She has worked as a college administrator, a human resources official, high school teacher, writer, racehorse breeder and trainer, and as a farmer, which she still does. Although she has retired from some of these, she's now a counselor for College Match LA and works with 5 students at Mendez High School in Boyle Heights. Juliana is also a published author of 3 books. Her skills include teaching, cooking, writing, consulting, caring for and training horses, and singing. Juliana also co-runs a book club at Neighborhood UU. Welcome to MVUC. Okay, I have information on another person that's joining us. She was not able to be here today. She's out of state, I believe. And her name is Lindy Drabelbis. Lindy grew up in State College, Pennsylvania, which is home to Penn State University. Her parents divorced when she was young, and her mother remarried a Navy officer. So Lindy grew up all over the world, returning summers to Pennsylvania. She describes herself as the black sheep of the family for deciding to move west. She heard about Unitarian Universalism from her high school boyfriend, and later, as an adult, she reread the 7 principles and found she agreed with all of them. Lindy's first husband brought her to California. Their marriage crumbled, though, after 19 years. However, she is so grateful that it produced 2 fantastic kids. Her daughter Kelly is a veterinarian in Nebraska, and she and her husband are expecting Lindy's first grandchild in December. Lindy's son Grant is a real estate appraiser after earning his MBA at Claremont Graduate School. So that's how she found out about Claremont. Lindy met and married her second husband, Henry, online and learned that he was a UU and belonged to the same church she did. Coincidences all over. Very unfortunately, he passed away this past September, and she's been coming to our grief group. She is grateful for the 10 years that they had together. Lindy was a French teacher and administrator for 38 years in Pasadena and La Cañada Unified School Districts. She now enjoys working part-time with an educational software company where she says that working as a trainer there brings her back to her teaching roots. Lindy is looking forward to membership at MVUUC to meet new friends, to tune into her spiritual side and be surrounded by like-minded people. She hopes this congregation's connections will allow her to be of service to those less fortunate around us. Welcome, Lindy. And we also, as Reverend Maggie said, we also have two other folks that signed the book and became official members just a few months ago. And Patricia Payne, I believe, came in, yes? Okay, so Patricia Payne is a recent new member, and then we have Ben Williams, and I think I see him back there. Hi, Ben. I don't have a bio from you, but I think when you spoke last time, we've learned quite a bit that you're a teacher at Norco High School. You were a teacher at Norco High School, now you work for the union, and he is a very accomplished musician, and I think he's going to play for us?
Another day.
Another day soon.
Yes.
Okay, very good. And I think, is that what I'm supposed to do? Is that it? You have my papers.
Don't go too far.
Okay, wait, here's my paper. Oh no, my cheat sheet fell. Okay. So I think I have to say something else about everybody. Yes. Okay. So to all of our new members, we're so glad that you've chosen this community of fellow seekers to travel with you on your life journeys. Now, Pastor Maggie has 4 questions to ask each of the new members.
Yeah, so I ask all of our new members, I do want you to stand, thank you. As you're able, those who are able and comfortable. Look it. Isn't this great? How beautiful. Will you accept from us our gifts of fellowship, discovery, belonging, and service?
Yes.
Will you offer to us your unique identity, your presence, and your gifts?
Yes.
Will you add your name to the long history of Unitarian Universalists who spread hope through our living faith?
Yes.
And will you engage with the Monte Vista Unitarian Universalist congregation as a member of our beloved community and work to co-create a world that is dedicated to love and justice?
Yes.
Thank you.
Did we pass?
Yes.
Good.
But we're not done yet. Now, the congregation, you guys can sit, but now the congregation I ask to stand. As you're comfortable, as you're able, it is time for you to voice your intent to be in covenant with our new members. I'll ask 3 questions and you will respond, we will. Will you welcome these new members with the warmth and comfort of your fellowship?
We will.
Will you seek to add your strengths and talents to the new gifts that they bring to us?
We will.
Will you share our triumphs and our struggles as our community continues to grow and change?
We will.
Yes. Now Debbie will lead the new members as they come forward to sign the book. Yeah, bring it to Jimmy, yeah, that's good. Can we get a picture? I'll take a picture. Okay, so you just need to put, you can just sign his name and we'll fill it in. So just skip a line, just about right there. Not gonna work? Yes, beautiful. Bravo, bravo.
Okay, we're gonna make you Maddie come up here.
Okay.
Okay?
You want me now?
Yes, sure. Maddie's gonna sign next. You can see that here's your name, address, and then,
Kay, you're welcome to come closer if you want to take pictures.
you just like to come up right
Read
after.
first. Right after.
Yeah, print your name and the address. And I forgot to mention that we have two folks that are really interested in becoming members, Karen Lane and Chris Walsh, and they were not able to come today. So we will welcome them another time.
Yeah, Karen is another transfer. Was a very active member in Maine, in a congregation in Maine when they just lived there.
And then Shirley, why don't you come up and you'll be after Maddie?
We can just have them sign their names and then we'll fill the rest in later. But have them skip about.
We're gonna expedite this.
It's okay.
I'm doing as fast as I can.
You're doing great.
We're all comfortable.
I wondered what that hat looked like on top.
And now you know.
Thank you, my dear.
I think it's worth the wait to get so many new members. Yeah, it is. I think so too.
Yes. You got it, Kay? Okay.
And then we just get 1, 2, 3, 4 lines and sign.
Great outfit, John. Like that. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And you're just fine and print your name on this advance this time. Juliana, why don't you come on up? Wonderful, thank you.
Glad to have her too.
You're gonna skip that line, print your name first.
Very nice.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and sign this.
And we'll fill in your address and other, yeah, just so you don't have to write it all down.
And Ben has already signed, and I know that
And Lindy has as well.
he has signed already, so we're great there.
Can you keep that open and bring it up? You have the declaration next.
Okay, so now I'll get to my other spot here. Okay, so this is the declaration and pronouncement. As chair of the membership committee, I confirm that the names of Shirley Ussery, Madeline Maddie Scully, Jimmy Grissom, John Fisher, William Hastwell, and Juliana Lytle are, I have to give one, and Ben Williams, and Lindy Drabelbus, and Patricia Payne have been entered into the rolls of membership of this congregation.
But we're still going to have fun.
Now the fun part.
Yeah, because I would love it if the new members, then, too, if you guys would come up and you can choose, you have a little potpourri all over here. I'd like you each to come up. I've got a handheld mic. I'd like you to read the tag that it says on the bag that you choose, and then you're going to mix the herb that's in the bag. We're going to mix them all together. I'm going to make a potpourri of herbs that will match the potpourri of your spiritual gifts and your presence, how it comes in to mix with ours and makes a beautiful creation. So, Maddie, Jimmy, who wants to go first?
Like Juliana's up, let her go.
Yeah. So I'm not sure which one of the herbs calls to you. You can just pick one. There you go.
The name oregano comes from the Greek words oros, meaning mountain, and ganos, meaning joy. The ancient Greeks believed this herb was a symbol of joy.
Sure. You can just dump it right in the bowl. That was no coincidence. It's usually not. Yeah. Okay, who's next? Ben.
Mint has a long history as a healing herb. Like many of us, most varieties of mint that are found in the U.S. have their origin in Europe.
There is an old wives' tale that says hanging Dale over the entrance of a house is a symbol of love. It acts as a protection against evil.
That's a good one.
It's good on
Sage. Stretching back thousands of years, sage is used for a number of spiritual practices, including smudging, a ceremonial practice found in many indigenous cultures.
Scrunch it in there. Thank you. There's some over here, too.
I know, nobody's choosing this side, so I'm gonna be equal there. Marigold. Marigolds were used by early Christian worshipers to adorn sacred places like churches and shrines. To this day, marigolds are used in celebrations with Dia de los Muertos to adorn the graves of family members. Their name, as Mary's gold, was given in honor of the divine feminine.
Smells great. Hi, Jimmy. Maddie, would you mind doing the one for Jimmy?
Surely. Which one
Which
do you
one do you
choose,
want?
Jenny?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thai basil. Oops.
No, it's helpful for the folks on Zoom.
Oh, okay. This herb can be used for purification, tranquility, and love. Thai basil is often associated with Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of good fortune. Good choice, Jenny. Oh, boy. Whoa. You guys should get a whiff of this.
They will.
Whoa. That's wonderful.
Look what we're co-creating here.
Yeah.
How
What do I
about
do
you,
with the
Mary?
bag?
I'll take it, and you're
Okay,
gonna pick one.
I'll take this one. Rose. Oh, do I need that for the Zoom?
I don't think so. No,
This is for Zoom.
There are people on Zoom that
Rose. From an energetic perspective, rose is like a warm embrace. It is soothing, heart-opening, softening, and gentle. Rose is full of femininity, comfort, and tenderness. Boy, I chose right. Thanks, my dear.
take that.
I'm going to get way over to pour this in. Oh,
Ah.
boy.
Roses.
Did you see that? All those roses? Boy, that's wonderful.
So for the three of our members that were unable to be with us today, one is rosemary, which is known for its important clinical effects on our mood, our sleep, but especially our memory. Rosemary. Here we have eucalyptus, very common to us here in Southern California. It is used to bring fresh energy into a situation, to heal regrets and worries, and to relieve mental exhaustion. We need lots of that. And then our last one is thyme. Thyme is strongly antiseptic and was used by the ancient Egyptians as part of their embalming process. The properties of thyme include purification, love, abundance, and courage. So there are all of our herbs mixed together. I'm going to stir them all up, and we're going to put them in the little sachet bags, and each of us can take one of these home today to remember today's service. A beautiful mix of all of our gifts. Thank you. And we also will have some gifts for each of the new members after the service. We'll hand out those little gift bags that are down there in front of the altar. Those are for you guys. Today we welcome you with open hearts and open arms here in this sacred place where many have gathered for 70 years seeking a higher purpose and a deeper life than they could have found alone. We are grateful today for each one of you that have found your way here and that you have decided to make a commitment to this faith community. Finally, as members of this congregation, we embrace the bonds of fellowship and love that now bind us as one spiritual community, to cultivate reverence, promote spiritual growth, and embrace an ethical commitment, to minister to each other's needs and to those of humanity, to celebrate the sacred moments of life's passages, and to honor the holiness and the humanness at the center of our being. We welcome you to this community with all of our hearts. While I was preparing the service for this week, I was captured by the braided synchronicity of the three events of our monthly worship theme of the third principle, today's new member ceremony, and today's 1-year anniversary of the congregation's unanimous vote to call me as full-time minister. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Our third principle affirms our acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregation. And it flows with life-giving energies that are holding us close and helping us to grow. My heart kept ringing out the purest gratitude for the signs of healing that our congregation is truly showing right now. Each of you is beginning to witness to name the courage and reclamation and a discovery of the golden vein that is becoming visible again here, now that the weight is being lifted off after several years of disappointing encounters and unfortunate outcomes. Instead, there is a hope and a strength that is sprouting among you and opening you up to the brave and determined spirit that is needed to not only hobble forward on shaky ground after a time of difficulty, but a strength that instead finds us marching forward full strength with a new force of character and a moxie and a wisdom that has come from choosing to learn and choosing to change, rather than holding on with white knuckles to the ways of being that no longer serve. Our time together over the past year has gone so quickly. It seems as if we weren't paying attention to the calendar, but we know we were. It seems as if we were simply trying to survive the pandemic and the politics, but we know we were actually working really hard to hold on to each other and to find grounding for our future. It seems as if we didn't know where we were heading, but we lived out our acceptance of one another with new passion, and we each dug deeper into our own spirituality to grow and make meaning in our personal lives. And that growth has overflowed into our shared lives and journey of faith that brings us back together. We have a bond that we maybe never valued as deeply until experiencing the separation of a pandemic lockdown. But for all that we have so bravely endured together, with open-hearted determination and lots and lots and lots of Zooming, this past year has been a time of healing, and it has been a year of reckoning and realizing what matters most. It has been a year like no other, and we're all the better. So may year 2 bring us many blessings and love beyond measure. Amen. And blessed be. Next, I invite you to come and extinguish the chalice. And as we all read together the words in our order of service, we extinguish the chalice with a hope that it might glow gently in our hearts. May it light your path as you leave this place, and may it guide our way until we are together again. And before we break for coffee and delicious cake, we'll enjoy Lily's postlude.